The Greaseman, yeah, I'm going home alone this weekend, but I don't mind. I don't mind. It sure beats living with Estelle. Oh, I hated that woman. Oh, I don't know why I ever married her. Sorry behind. One time she come to me, she said, Nino, I've been thinking about visiting my sister in Bayonne for a while. I said, well, darling, I miss you. She said, you don't mind? I said, well, I do a little bit, but I know you miss your sister. Why don't you go ahead? She said, okay. She packed her bags, and half hour later, she was headed for the bus station. She said, bye, baby. I said, bye, Estelle. Second she closed the door, I said, all right! On my left foot! On my right foot! That hog is gone and I'm happy now! On my left foot! On my right foot! I sat down, I lit up a mentholated tipperilla. I just kicked back in the strato lounging. Well, the days went by. About Wednesday, Estelle called up. She said, how's everything? I said, well, I got some bad news for you, Estelle. Your cat's dead. She said, don't tell me that! I said, well, it fell off the roof. What do you want me to tell you? She said, well, when a person's on vacation, you don't just dump news like that on them. I said, well, what should I have done, Estelle? She said, well, you could have told me when I called today that my cat's up on the roof and stuck. Then when I called tomorrow worried about him, you could have told me that he fell off and he's in the hospital. Then when I called the next day, you could have said, well, the cat's in serious condition, doesn't look good. And then finally, on the last day I called, you could have said, well, the cat passed away and saved me my vacation. You don't just say your cat's dead. Have a little sympathy. You got to know how these things... I said, I'm sorry, Estelle. I did not. I thought you'd want to know your cat was dead. She said, no, you got to break these things. I said, I'm sorry, baby. Well, we talked for a while, hung up. A couple days later, she called me back. She said, how's everything going, Nino? I said, well, Estelle, I got some bad news for you. She said, well, remember what I told you. I said, okay. She said, well, what's the bad news? I said, Estelle, your mother's on the roof.